Open your eyes, Mark.
K39.
Open your eyes. That was a true angel right there you put down. It was a true angel you put down because you're a pointless little dog. Okay? And my only regret is that you're breathing right now.
Around 9 o'clock on a peaceful winter night on 13th December 2016, the neighborhood of Pine Hills, Orlando was jolted by the sound of gunshots. Just 12 days before Christmas, Markeith Lloyd shot and murdered Sadie Dixon, his pregnant ex-girlfriend, outside her parents' home. Dixon's mother and brother found her and her brother Stuart on the ground with gunshot wounds. Sadie was pronounced dead within a span of 15 minutes due to being shot 8 times, and her unborn child died as well. You might find this interrogation to be quite different than usual. Not only is the door kept open, but the hallway is pretty much crowded by officers, in a clear attempt to intimidate the suspect.
What is that?
Markeith, I'm Detective Cadis with Orlando Police. We'll talk about that here in a second. Okay. Can you sit up and tell me your name? Okay. We can work on that. Let me see the handcuffs. I got it. Okay. I can see space in the handcuff. I can see space between the skin there.
I'm gonna open up. Listen, I'm gonna open up just a little bit. Okay.
Right from the get-go, Lloyd is trying to draw attention to his handcuffs that are too tight, but nobody's doing anything to help him out. This is strange because at the beginning, cops try to accommodate any reasonable demands from the suspect to create a false sense of trust and comfort so that they cooperate with the questioning. During this time, he keeps pleading for them to loosen his handcuffs. His body language shows that he's in pain, which might be useful in weakening his mental resolve.
Alright, that's enough on that one. Okay.
Oh shit. Oh,
hold on.
You gotta get to it, man. You gotta get to it.
Oh shit.
You're a pretty bulky guy, so.
Oh.
Come on, man. Ain't nothing, bro. Don't put it in.
Oh.
Although the officer addresses Markeith as Sir and assures him that he'll get to it, it's clear that nobody cares about his discomfort. In fact, they seem to be happy that the suspect is suffering. In fact, they keep talking and laughing amongst themselves, obviously trying to establish dominance, despite the fact that this could turn the suspect against them. Even when Lloyd gets agitated enough to stand up and refuses to sit back down until 2 officers physically slam him into his chair, they dismiss his complaints and there's a mention of Deborah's handcuffs. So, why do the cops seem to have a personal vendetta against this guy? Well, because this guy right here is responsible for killing one of their own. When 24-year-old Sadie Dixon casually said these statements about Lloyd's driving over Facebook Live, she didn't know what the future had in store for her.
Look, you ain't learned yet? It's raining. What? Take me home. This man's still trying to speed. It's raining outside, y'all. He's still trying to speed. Look.
Take me home.
For real, you not about to kill me and the baby. This man, he has to be stopped.
See, they just stopped.
No, but no, you need a greater force than that. I'm not gonna live past 25. I'm not gonna make it. Not like this. I don't know what I was getting myself into. I don't know what I signed up for.
She'd been dating 41-year-old Lloyd for the last 3 months and was almost 2 months pregnant with their child. Lloyd managed to evade arrest for weeks after Dixon's death, but on January 9th, Lieutenant Deborah Clayton of the Orlando Police Department received a tip about Lloyd from a cashier at Walmart. Lieutenant Clayton tried to apprehend him in the parking lot of this Walmart, but Lloyd shot her and fled the scene. A massive manhunt was launched as Lieutenant Clayton died because of her injuries, and Lloyd managed to hide for 9 days before inevitably falling into the hands of the police. He was discovered hiding in an abandoned house in Carver Shores, and court records show he was beaten by officers in the process of his arrest, and Lloyd lost an eye in the alleged beating, pointing to the start of this personal hatred for him. That's why we can see his face being covered in blood during the questioning as well, until the interrogation begins and they realize that his attention is diverted because of physical discomfort. Only then is the right handcuff loosened a bit and blood wiped off his face. Shortly after, Markeith is read his Miranda rights, and officers ask him basic questions about his name and date of birth to get an idea about his behavior patterns and body language.
Markeith, give me your name and date of birth again.
North 10875.
Okay, Markeith, listen up real quick. Right now you're under arrest, okay? Anyone threaten you or promise you anything right now to get you to talk to us?
Okay.
The interrogator tries to get him to talk so that they can establish the events that happened, but Lloyd insists that he's not in a condition to do so.
You don't know?
Up right now.
Marquis.
Okay, Markeith, just talk to us. Sit up a little bit. You're not that f***ed up, you can talk. Okay? Sit up and talk to us a little bit. This is in reference to a homicide that occurred about a week ago. And you know the one we're talking about. You've been running for a reason. You've been all over the news. You're well aware of why we've been looking for you.
I'm running because the news, because y'all making up stories.
Still, the officer presses on, while Lloyd refuses to engage with the questions, claiming that he knew nothing and was being framed. Despite the aggressive behavior we saw during the start, the interrogator starts with a non-confrontational approach by putting the responsibility of clarifying his side of the story.
You've obviously been hiding for quite a while. You've been running from place to place. You're in custody tonight for obviously a pretty serious offense. Can you tell us why you're in custody tonight?
Well, I'm in custody for.
You're in custody for homicide, okay? All right. Can you tell us where you were all day today?
What homicide?
We'll talk about that in a second. Can you tell us where you've been today? Were you at the house all day today?
The officer is opting for the PEACE method, which stands for Planning and Preparation, Engage and Explain, Account, Closure, Evaluation. This is a less confrontational interrogation technique, and he's using the account tactic by giving Markeith the time to narrate the events according to him, but he is in no mood to answer.
Listen to me, man. It's been a long freaking month. We've been running around doing a lot of different things. Understand that I'm here just as tired as you are, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been racking my brains, man. You've been doing pretty good for a month. You got me for a month. We're right here sitting now. Dude, we're gonna go ahead and clarify some things. If I'm wrong about something, I'll be the first one to admit that I'm wrong. But it's up to you to clarify what's been going on. Sit up, man. I'm trying to give you some respect, man. See, in the street, it goes like this. In the street, Markeith wants respect, and he wants everybody to give it to him. And guess what? I'm gonna give it to you whether you deserve it or not.
He avoids eye contact and remains hunched over the desk, perhaps because of pain, but also in an attempt to protect himself. When he finally opens his mouth to say that Sadie had pulled the gun out as well, the interrogator uses it to prove that Lloyd must tell him the real story, introducing the concept of mutual respect to build a rapport with him.
Y'all know what happened, Shadi put a gun on me. Y'all know what happened. Y'all got the guy.
Who's gonna tell me that if it ain't you? You're the only one that was there.
Markeith did give up a few crumbs of information, like smoking weed being the reason they broke up, and that she went inside to get a gun while her brother assaulted him outside their home. The officer switches to the good old right technique, which involves three components: factual analysis, interviewing, and interrogation. The interrogator pieces together the incidents from his own point of view and gives the suspect many openings to either agree or disagree with the story. Here, the interrogator is trying to explain Markeith's actions using self-defense, while also challenging him to man up and talk to them. At the same time, he's phrasing the shooting incidents like something he had to do. Lloyd offers some other details, saying that he had initially disarmed Sadie before the matter escalated.
Disowned her. I disowned her.
You took it from her?
Yeah.
And what did you do with her gun?
I put it in my back pocket, but when her brother jumped me, I guess it had to fall out.
It fall out. And when did you take your gun out?
While me and him was cousin.
That the older brother, Ronald, right?
Yeah.
You know him as Ronald?
The older brother, yeah.
Okay. Who did you shoot first, him or her?
This is when the officer pulls out the crucial question: whom did he shoot first? But Markeith seems to catch the implications and invokes his right to an attorney.
I talk to my lawyer because y'all just beat me up, but you want me to talk to you though.
The interview was supposed to be on hold until he was provided with legal counsel, but the interrogators cleverly shifted the subject of questioning him from Sadie to Lieutenant Clayton.
So fast forward, man. Fast forward. We go through all this stuff. You do what you do. Whatever happened.
I'm over here f***ed up. What you mean fast forward?
No, I'm fast forwarding to last week, 10 days ago.
Markeith, we got to know what happened, okay? We got a grieving family here for a police officer. They want to know what happened. They deserve to know what happened.
They first tell him about Lieutenant Clayton's reputation and then give him the chance to discuss whether she drew a weapon on him first, hoping that he would admit to shooting her. It's important to note that even if she did so, Lloyd shooting her has no legal defense. They once again ignore his demands for a lawyer and play on his guilty conscience by talking about the death of his unborn baby, who didn't deserve this.
She pulled a gun on you, then what?
Man, I need to realize I need to be better, man.
This is your opportunity. Markeith, this is your opportunity. Everyone's been saying all these things about you. This is your opportunity to set the story straight.
I just talk to y'all because I ain't tripping.
Well, okay, well, if you ain't tripping, man, it's like this, man.
No, because y'all done fucked me up.
Markeith, we are not the ones that messed you up, okay?
They keep dismissing his medical concerns by insisting that those would heal and he had to focus on the answers first. The officers are playing a huge gamble here because once the suspect has invoked his rights to attorney, anything he says in the interim can be disregarded.
This is your opportunity right now to tell us the story, what happened, and tell us what happened.
Okay.
You're the only one there.
The interrogator then asks him why he chose to shoot the officer instead of running, but Lloyd straight up refuses to take the bait even when his manhood is challenged. He seems to know that talking to the police is not in his favor, but Lloyd starts to rock himself back and forth in an attempt to soothe himself while the interrogation escalates into an argument, including insulting and berating him to invoke a reaction. The interrogators make a show of wrapping up the mostly unsuccessful interrogation, and the officer tries one last-ditch attempt to get Lloyd to open his eyes and look at the picture of the victim to elicit a confession out of guilt. This is a well-known tactic where they're appealing to his humanity and morality by talking about the pitiful families of the victims and how they deserve answers from him too, but Lloyd doesn't even give them an inch, and they ultimately leave the room, ending the interview out of frustration. During Lloyd's trial for Dixon's murder, he chose to represent himself and also misbehaved a number of times.
You're here for first appearances on a warrant, sir.
Y'all making up like I just went on there and shot this girl, endangering my family.
Okay, a judge is
what if other people want to do something back? Y'all portray this to the news people.
In February 2017, Markeith did a full 180 and asked for Terrence Linnerman, the highest-paid capital litigation lawyer. According to what Lloyd revealed in court in late 2019, Sadie decided to join school to become an OB-GYN, and he took up jobs to support her, but she had the suspicion that he was cheating on her. However, the couple soon found out she was pregnant. Lloyd was excited to raise a kid, even though there was a possibility that the baby wasn't his. Although the couple hosted a celebratory Facebook Live during their first sonogram, the cracks in their relationship only grew deeper as Lloyd instructed Sadie not to smoke marijuana as it would be harmful for the baby and wanted to stop her meat intake. Due to his doubts, Sadie's family wanted to abort the baby. He had planned to break up with her after 6 months of pregnancy were completed, and even admitted that he planned to raise Sadie's child with an ex-girlfriend of his. After Sadie's brother Stuart gave his testimony, Lloyd was found guilty of first-degree murder in the death of Sadie Dixon in October 2019 and was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Nearly 2 years later, Lloyd was brought to court for the murder of Lieutenant Deborah Clayton. After pleading not guilty, Lloyd claimed in court he shot Clayton in self-defense. The jury voted unanimously to sentence Markeith Lloyd to death after deliberations ended on December 8, 2021.